Today's video is all about Knitting Circle, a new puzzly tile laying game for the whole family that will be on crowdfunding on Kickstarter. Players are knitters competing to create the coziest, most beautiful assortment of garments. Thank you for joining me here at Tantrum Mouse Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Knitting Circle is a standalone game that follows up to the game Calico. Knitting Circle is a spatial tile laying game for 1 to 4 players that takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. It's being published by Flatout Games, who is sponsoring today's video. They sent us this prototype and it will be on Kickstarter this October. Now the game comes with tiles, tokens, cards, and more. Here's a super quick overview of the game. The game is played over 6 rounds. Each round has 2 phases, the yarn drafting phase and the crafting phase. You draft yarn tiles during the drafting phase, and during the crafting phase, you'll knit garments. You'll gain points during the game by completing garments, hopefully with different kinds of buttons. And if you are playing the advanced game, you can also get points from completing request cards. Let's look a little bit more in depth at Knitting Circle. Drafting is pretty easy to understand. On your turn, you're going to move your cat token 1 or 2 available spaces and pick a tile. You'll get 4 yarn tiles each round to help you with your garments. The crafting phase is done simultaneously by all the players. You can place the yarn tiles on your garments to complete them. I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. You can start new garments by discarding a tile that matches the color of the garment you want to do. You can also complete garments by placing tiles in the mandatory spaces, but you could get even more points if you lay more tiles and even earn a completion bonus. Things like extra points, more tiles, or even grabby paws that allow you to look in the bag for a specific tile that you need. There are 3 different types of buttons that are going to sort of guide you on how you want to knit your different garments. They all will help you get more points in the game. Square buttons are for types of garments, round buttons are for the colors in your garment, and triangles are the patterns for your garments. There's solid patterns. They're all the same color. Stripes have alternating 2 colors. But color block and symmetrical are a little bit more difficult. For color blocks, you have to have at least 2 colors, and each block of color must be 2 or more of the same color within the same block. And you can't have repeating colors in a garment. The symmetrical must be vertically symmetrical, so it reads from top to bottom and bottom to top. You can only use 1 of each kind of buttons per garment, so max 3 buttons on each garment. The other big part of the game is the orientation of the yarn tiles. They have a knit side and what they call a purl side. When you draft, you have to keep the orientation the same, so you have to be careful as you are knitting your garments to be aware of the orientation so that you can make the patterns properly on your garments. Now, the advanced play brings request cards to the game. Meeting the conditions on the cards will get you points, and if you are the first to get them, you'll get a grabby paw, which is always nice. After 6 rounds, you count up your points from your garments, your buttons, any garment bonuses, and possibly some negative points if you completed a garment without any patterns. Now, I would say this game definitely has the Calico theme, but with a totally different gameplay. And on another note, the Kickstarter backers of Knitting Circle receive the Special Requests mini expansion for free. So this mini expansion includes 12 unique double-sided request cards. With the addition of these additional cards, players will have new ways to play that create new spatial challenges and add completely new gameplay elements. So if you enjoy puzzly tile laying games, then check out Knitting Circle from Flatout Games. Let me know down in the comments if you played Calico. I would love to hear your comments on that. Please like and subscribe.